dies, we will just pretend to be the other family and live a double life with two families.
I feel like my family would notice quite quickly if you just started going off on like Turkish rants.
Well, I mean, Chris, to be honest, you also sometimes talk about Turkey.
Yeah, I love Turkey.
But that's why I'm an anthropologist in both Turkish and English
thank
culture.
you,
All right.
Nice.
Okay, well, can we actually cast? Because I need to put this on the YouTube too. You know, I can't just we can't just talk about random shit.
I mean, Markoni, to be honest, the videos of this is not getting any views on your channel, so it doesn't matter.
Fuck you, bitch.
Look. I mean, they're working great on Prussian's channel. They're getting lots of views there, but not on yours.
Well, because people don't like watching you, Bregan, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't like watching myself. Like, every morning when I look myself in the mirror, I get afraid because I think Chris is there to kill me, but when I remember it's myself.
Well, good talk with Bregan there. Let's see what's happening in the game, though, haha. Anyways, the Prussian Stallion, what's up on Germany? Are you kidding me? Prussian out of control right now in Lvov. Is this the boy kid wonder? Baddo currently not even attacking in the north. Prussia just waiting for a counter-attack. Wow, look at this. So many strategies happening. Can we see a Soviet point of view? Okay, no, it's glitched. No, you can't, sorry.
I can. And I can see that he's not doing shit. He's strategically deploying 2 tanks to go to Lvov to help out.
There you go. Strategically deploying 2 tanks to go to Lvov. You know how I love it. Prussian Prince being a lot more proactive than Baddo, let me tell you.
But I think the reason why it's going like this is because Baddo, he hasn't played very serious in the tournament so far, and I think Prussian is one of the people he's actually scared of. So the actual, like, when Baddo plays well, he actually does a different strategy, whereas a lot less aggressive and much more defensive, because what he wants to do is he wants to tire out the opponent and wait for the opponent to make mistakes and then hit hard when he does.
Wow, actually good analysis by Bregan. I didn't expect that. Holy shit. Good shit, Bregan. Good shit, Bregan. Anyways, as we're seeing here, Prussia going for the classic Lvov encirclement, not looking too bad for him.
Yeah, Markoni, one of us is gonna have to make good analysis, right?
Okay, well, thank you guys. If you enjoyed Bregan so far, we'll see him next match, but he's not gonna be able to talk because he's gonna be completely muted. There you go.
Alright, thanks a lot, Markoni.
No problem. Anyways, we have I mean, Baddo still hasn't. I don't know if he has attacked out all this game. Maybe he attacked near Lvov one time, but currently Prussian is the one completely on the offensive so far.
So
I think Baddo might be making, he might be getting planning bonus in Connor's book. He has like 20 tanks.
Yeah,
Can you, what are you saying?
Baddo, okay. He has 16 tanks in Prussia, just building up planning bonus right now. And as I said, it's sort of like his more pro play style is where he waits until the perfect moment to strike. And I think that's
like
the same idea.
Like a snake would. Like a snake would.
Yeah.
He's trying to imitate the Prussian Prince.
Since he's up against Prussian Prince, he wants to take Prussia.
What he's gonna do is he's gonna wait for the snake to bite, and the moment the snake bites, he chops off its head.
Exactly. Like
now he activates the battle plan. Now they're going through
He's
Prussia.
chopping off the head. He's chopping off the head of the snake. Good shit by Baddo. Are the two countries even, or do they have advantages? Well, they're supposed to be even, but it's kind of hard because of the map. So Russia has like a terrain advantage. Meanwhile, Germany has general stuff. But it should be.
Yeah, but it's favored Russia anyway.
Yeah, it's still favored Russia. Are you kidding me?
Like the 5% organization does absolutely nothing, so it's basically just 25% faster planning bonus.
Yeah. We see your boy Prussian Prince trying for the Lvov encirclement. He actually, that's not looking too bad for him. He might be able to pull this off. Not really though. These 2 tanks are probably gonna stay out. There you go.
Nah, he's doing a Finn snake into a snake.
Yeah,
into Lvov.
He's a snake. Yeah.
But it's all on planes, which means that any counterattacks from other tanks are gonna break it out. Which means unless he builds like a
Baddo pushing pretty crazy.
Province fake snake, nothing's gonna happen.
Baddo built up a lot of planning bonus. Like as we said, he put up a lot of planning bonus. So it's actually very easy for him to push into Königsberg. Königsberg itself might be very hard to take though.
Did you guys see any encirclements? Because I think Baddo has lost 2 tanks to overrun glitch because he lost 2 tanks.
He has? Okay, well then he has overrun glitch. unfortunate for Bado. 2 tanks lost to over on glitch. So far,
Yeah,
Prussia
the
has all his
problem,
units.
while he is pushing in Prussia, he's actually not getting any encirclements because he's just using the battle plan and using all his micro efforts in
Of
Lvov
course,
not
that's
to get
yeah,
encircled there.
yeah, not too bad. Actually, like I think Prussian is gonna pull off. Oh no, never mind. Actually, just in time. Prussian lost 1 tank to over on glitch in the south. But I think he's gonna pull off an encirclement.
But the problem is that now he's attacking from both sides of Lvov, which means that he has a better chance of actually closing off the pockets compared to before when he made the one province Finn attack. And now Bado is no longer winning the battle because in Prussia because his planning bonus is already gone and he didn't use it to get encirclement. So now he just pushed Prussia ever so slightly.
Not too bad though. He got a lot of decent defensive positions. Prussian might lose the 1 tank near Lvov, I guess. Looking very like low warwick tank right there. Yeah,
Nah, they're gonna
right in time. He might be able to pull off the low encirclement. I think Prussian should go for should try and evacuate his infantry.
The problem right now is he has 6 tanks standing in Lvov and they're not moving, which means that they're not finishing off this encirclement and they're just getting
split them up. Yeah.
But now they're attacking into the plains. But he might actually pull this Lvov encirclement off, but I can see that Bado, he's very concentrated on microing there and not at all in Prussia, still just has the battle plan do it for him.
Yeah.
And right now it's not hurting him that much, but if Prussian Prince actually looked that it was only the battle plan, he might actually go for encirclements of the tanks in the battle plan.
Good, so far Prussian Prince still has decent defensive positions in Königsberg, just that 1 plain province annoying him a bit. Meanwhile, Lvov encirclement has happened.
Yeah, Lvov. Prussian has secured the Lvov encirclement pretty much. There's 1 tank holding in a weak point, but I'm almost sure that
he needs to push the front. I would say he needs to push the front right now. He just has to take the river. Like you can just cross the river here. Who's winning?
Yeah, now he's no longer losing that battle, which means he effectively secured it because Bado can't push across the river into forest.
Who's winning? Trapped? Well, I would say Prussian is winning right now. He has more tanks, like 1 more tank than Bado, and Königsberg is not falling apart. And he got a lot of infantry here. So I would say Prussian is winning.
I think what's happening here is the fact that I was alone in Bado in the chat room with Chris, and Bado got so much headache from listening to me that now it's actually hurting his gameplay, and that's why Prussian is
psychological warfare done by Brain, because he actually wants to play against Prussian in the finals. So he thinks he's gonna beat KLS. So he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck up Bado. I would rather see Prussian in the finals than Bado. That's what Bragan is saying right now. Great psychological warfare by Bragan. Good shit. Anyways, it looks like the Lvov offensive, even if he tries to reconnect, I don't think it's gonna happen because like he's shortening it quite heavily.
But look right now at Prussia. Bado is going for a huge encirclement of Prussian's tanks. Will it work out? It's a very thin encirclement.
Prussian? No, he's just in time.
Yeah, Prussian is definitely gonna get his tanks out now, but I think that because Bado relied too much on the battle plan there and focused on microing in Lvov, he didn't get the encirclement which he could have gotten.
There you go. So Königsberg, like, if I was Bado here, I would probably take Danzig with 1 of those brigades because Danzig is very hard to like hold, or very easy to hold. I mean, either sides. So it's great to take Danzig, but it looks like Bado will probably lose around 30 infantry in Lvov. Bado is trying to save him, but like it's not gonna happen.
So what I'm seeing here is very rusty gameplay from Bado because he just in Prussia he basically believed that his battle plan would just do it for him, and he didn't micro much. So what I'm thinking here is that either Bado is rusty or it's actually again a psychological play where he is gonna try to put Prussian Prince into a comfortable position. And often people know what to do in a pressured position, but if they are getting ahead in a game where they're not expecting to get ahead, they often don't know what to do with that position, and that might be like the double.
Yeah, but like the problem with the sacrifice is that like he's sacrificing 30 infantry. That's a big sacrifice for psychological warfare. I think that's like a bit too much just to like try and psych out your opponent. I think that's a bit too far.
I mean, you gotta remember that if he wins 2 matches, he wins. So he can lose 1 match.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was supposed to lose this much in Davao. I just don't think he was expecting Prussian to bet this
Definitely
much.
underestimated. As I said, in my opinion, when I was casting Group C matches where you were in also Bregan, my thinking was that BaddoSpirito's like not playing that good, and like everyone was saying, yeah, he's just playing bad in groups. But like right now, I don't know. Like I would just like right now, I'm seeing BaddoSpirito being better than KLS. Like KLS was way more dominant when he played. And BaddoSpirito right now, he's doing good in Königsberg, but like that Lvov offensive has probably gonna really hurt him. 30 infantry is quite a bit.
But another thing I know about BaddoSpirito's playstyle when he is serious is that he doesn't always want to go for encirclements. He would rather want to position himself well in form of terrain, and in many ways he is sort of positioning himself well by taking Prussia, and losing Lvov is probably not that good, but at least he doesn't.
In my opinion though, he could have saved a lot more infantry. He wasn't moving the infantry, he could have saved them probably, in my opinion.
But the fact about when you lose Lvov, you can't lose Lvov again. So
yeah, but like if you pull out the infantry, that's like in my opinion, it's completely fine to pull out of Lvov if you don't lose a lot of infantry. But right now he lost 30 infantry. I don't think it was that worth it just to get terrain advantage.
Yes, but the thing is that infantry only becomes a problem when you can't fill the front line with infantry anymore. He can still fill the front line.
Not necessarily.
And Markoni, that is how it is. All right, I'm better at this game than you.
No, I don't agree. If you can still cover the front line with like one troops, like technically that's still covering the front line. But if you have 4 infantry attacking one troop, they're gonna break. They're gonna break him.
But no, there's not room for 4 infantry in one battle unless you're attacking from multiple directions.
Yeah,
well, right
most
now
of the time
there's 4 infantry on almost every tile, maybe 2 infantry on some.
Yeah, that's fine. But if he keeps losing infantry like that, he's gonna run out completely.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think in this position, what BaddoSpirito wants to do is just keep status quo and win a land victory. Or if Prussian goes crazy aggressive towards him, he just goes for the encirclements of the attacks.
So far on land, they're pretty even. Ostpreußen is a German territory. Plock is German territory. So this is what Germany's missing, and what Russia's missing is like a bit of actually 2 tanks encircled. Yeah, Germany 2 tanks encircled.
Yeah, that's what I said about having Prussian do the attacking while he cuts them off while they're going into deep.
So you can always see that like Soviets are missing out on infantry. Look at Königsberg front. There's 1 infantry holding near Königsberg.
Well, I mean that's because of a bug due to how supply works. A lot of the infantry, and if you look at the middle of Prussia, there's a lot of infantry which you can't see because you're not in the game currently. But they weren't moving because they thought they wouldn't have enough supply if they moved to the front line.
Like you can see here, he's attacking.
Yeah, as I said, all the infantry is in the middle of Prussia because they thought they couldn't advance to the front line due to a glitch in the game.
Okay. Well, BaddoSpirito's crossing the river. Not looking too bad for him. So far, I don't think anything is gonna happen in the south. Pretty easy to hold. And even if he has to fall back, he can fall back to the river. There's like 2 provinces that are open. Actually, not even just 1 province opening. Middle, looking good for BaddoSpirito. Russia is trying to cut him off for the Königsberg offensive. He even has a planning bonus running with his battle plan. But like, I don't know what's gonna happen. That he is probably gonna cross the river in multiple places, especially this left part. But he needs to worry about the BaddoSpirito offensive near Warsaw.
So Prussian, he actually has a battle plan now for his tanks, while BaddoSpirito doesn't, so it's sort of reverse positions. And I think it's because they're both very interested in the strategic region of Prussia, and they're not necessarily wanting encirclements to take it, they just want to take it at all costs, which is basically using the battle plan bonus to push, and when they don't have to micro it either if they activate the battle plan, and when they can focus the micro elsewhere.
Well, there you go. He might be, he gets curtailed the Brest-Litovsk offensive from BaddoSpirito, and he looks like he's actually going to be pushing pretty easily in Königsberg.
The problem is, BaddoSpirito, I don't think he expected this, because he's not even he just started moving his tanks in Prussia right now, and unless I'm pretty sure that was delayed action, because I don't think he would want to wait that much before stopping this, because this can look really bad for him if Prussian reach Königsberg.
Prussian is in forest, so it's not that easy to take those provinces back for Bada. So, yeah, I mean, so far Prussian is doing pretty alright.
I mean, what I think is happening right now is that Bado might be choking a little because I can see he's not reacting that fast as he usually does.
Do you think his heart is beating? Do you think he's hard? Do you think he wants that $20 prize pool?
Nah, I think what he's afraid is really getting beaten by Prussian because that's his pupil and the master cannot fall to the pupil.
Okay, I understand that. Prussian, like...
And at the same time, I think also Prussian, he's also, to a certain extent, his heart is beating because he's fighting the man who trained him
The
to
man
do what
who
he
trained
does.
him, exactly. The man who made him the person he is. Prussian is looking good. He might be able to take Königsberg back. That's actually a really good position if he is. Right now, I would say Prussian is winning on land. He has Stanislavov, a bit of Lvov, and he's taking slowly back
I mean, right
Königsberg.
now Prussian is definitely winning on land, and I don't think it was part of Bardo's plan that he was that he needed to go this deep into Prussia. I think he wanted to hold the river, but he was too slow.
Yeah, Königsberg looking decent for Prussian. Not much. Is like Bada is still trying to cross the river in Brest-Litovsk and Lvov. Not gonna happen. I wouldn't say. Prussian has 2 tanks doing nothing in Moldavia. I don't know. Maybe he's expecting Bada to attack there. I don't think so. It's very hard to attack there from. I think he should move those tanks from somewhere else. Maybe to Lvov. Maybe in the middle. He's just kind of not using these tanks right now.
I mean, I think it's just that he wants to be safe, that he has these tanks here, and yeah, I mean, he has enough tanks in Prussia. He doesn't want to overshoot it either.
Okay. Yeah, looks like I think he's gonna be able to at least encircle something in Königsberg. He just is currently like it's too wide of a there's not really a possibility of him getting cut off that easily. And Bada, yeah, he's gonna have another river crossing probably. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, and I think this is probably the time for Bada to evacuate from Königsberg. Yeah, Bada is evacuating from Königsberg.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely looks like Prussian could win this very easily. I think that Bado did some major fuck-ups
Nice description,
in this
yeah.
game, and
How many tanks does Bado have? Because Prussian just lost 2 tanks to a Oran glitch somewhere.
yeah, Prussian, Bado, he has 22 tanks still, so he is
21 for 21
tank
for
ahead.
Prussian, yeah. But it's not that big a deal. Prussian is has a really nice terrain advantage in the middle. Bada is pushing. Prussian needs to react to his 3 tanks that are treated, I would say.
But I think something that is very important in the higher skill games in 1v1 is really what strategical positions you take. So of course tanks and infantry is very important, but as long as the number
11 tanks, 11 infantry. Oh, 11 infantry just lost for
yeah,
Bada.
that was 11. But as long as the number is somewhat near each other, often having the terrain advantage can really help you out, because if you have a lot of tanks, you can't just put more tanks into a mountain in order to win the battle because of combat width.
I'm getting reports from our production team, aka chat, is that Prussian lost those 2 tanks to encirclements, not to glitch. Excuse me, let me fix that. He didn't lose this to a glitch, he did lose it to encirclements. There you go. Bada's trying to counterattack, he's trying to make some magic happen in Königsberg so far. And both of them have very nice defending position, and I think Prussian might be able to take Königsberg. Yeah, I think he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of hard for Bado to counterattack here because he's just attacking into a bunch of forest. So he can't really, without a battle plan, he can't really push that effectively, constant. And I mean, Prussian, he got it pretty well locked down here.
Yeah, he's pushing into plains now. The eastern part of Ostpreußen, eastern. Ostpreußen is a lot of plains, so it should be pretty easy for him to push with tanks. Bada not reacting.
Yeah, but I mean, plains is a double-edged sword because it's also pretty easy to be pushed back on plains, and especially if you make a thin like encirclement, you can get your own tanks encircled because it's a plains type.
He might actually lose. Yeah, okay. As you were saying that, he actually might lose 1 tank. We'll see. I don't think he will though. Looking fine for him. He's probably gonna teleport
actually-
out. Yeah, teleport out.
Alright. Alright, I actually thought he was going for it while pinning down the other, going for some sick play, but he's playing it safe.
Yeah. Exciting match between these two first seeds from Group D and Group C. We'll see after 2-0ing both of their opponents. They.
I mean,
oh, actually, Bado did lose some tanks.
Yeah, Bado, he only has 20 tanks now, which means Prussian is actually ahead on tanks.
Yeah.
And Bado, he only has 106 infantry right now, which means that Bado is actually starting to have problems with not being able to fill the front line that proficiently anymore.
Especially if Prussian tries to go for more in the north, like after he broke Memel, so he might actually go for like to expand the front line because he can actually cover it compared to Bado, who has like 38 infantry less than him. So we'll see what happens. Looks like Prussian will concede Memel, or just let the infantry handle it. We'll see.
I mean, what's going on here is that in the start, Badu, he went for securing good land positions, but he just lost it to Prussian, which means that now Prussian is actually in a pretty good position land-wise, terrain-wise, and he's ahead on infantry and tanks. So I think this is looking pretty bad for Bado. I mean, I think Prussian actually has to fuck up pretty bad if he's gonna lose now.
Unless there's a major setback and major fuck up by ThePrussianPrince, I would see ThePrussianPrince winning this game 1. And it'll be quite a surprise to a lot of people if just Prussian straight up beats 2-0 your favorite player Bado. That'll be quite an impressive feat, and if he wins that, like, people are looking at him facing off against KLS in the finals. But let's not talk about that too much. He still has to win this match and the next one. So
yeah, but I think what's going on is there's a lot of mind games in between them in what they're doing because they train so much with each other, which we may not notice, but it can play a major role. Because maybe in all the training games, Prussian almost never went for Lvov, so that took Bado by quite surprise.
yeah, definitely when you do a practice match, you don't want to show off a lot of your strategies, especially against a good opponent like Bado. You're probably going to be facing eventually. So here we are, a lot of mind games, as Bragan said. Prussian might lose 2 tanks here. I don't think so though. I think he'll be able to, like, yeah, there you go. He's attacking those infantry. I think he'll be fine. We'll see. He can definitely reinforce it, and he can just bog down those 5 tanks.
Bado really needed to. Yeah, now he did it, but he did it way too late. Like, there's some infantry from across the river who moved, but now he actually got the 2 tanks anyway. So, I mean, if Prussian is not super careful. Oh, he's not. Oh, he got it just in time. He was almost about to get tanks out. Anyway, what I think is that what Badu can actually do now is that while Prussian is much ahead, he might get a little confident, which means that Badu, he's very good at capitalizing on mistakes that the enemy do, and because of like this, he just got 2 tanks. And I mean, even though Prussian has a lot more infantry, the tank numbers are very close, and if Bado can make some magic happen with his tanks, he might still be in the game.
Exactly. He needs to use his tanks a lot more efficiently.
Oh, and now Bado, he's not attacking the encircled tanks. He needs to attack the encircled tanks.
They are gonna die. I would kill them. Or not. Oh my god, what a nice.
And now they got out because he wasn't attacking. He had 2 tanks right next to him, not clicking. I think Bado, he's a rusty. He's choking. He's getting tilted. He can't. He doesn't
he's
play
out of the game. Very interesting.
I mean, those 2 tanks, they were basically secured, and he just let them out because he didn't attack them, like someone else playing against Bado.
I wonder who that was.
Yeah.
That guy definitely threw the game and choked a ton against Bado. I wonder who that was in Group C, who was actually probably the 2nd seed of that group. I wonder.
Yeah.
Who had a big chance against beating Bado, but then threw it completely, and is considered now the 2nd seed because he threw the game. I wonder who that is.
I wonder too.
Anyways, Prussian is finally establishing his front. I think he'll be fine now. He actually has good terrain as well. If he is able to, like, finish this little snake and block, that might be looking good for him. The snake, killing the snake, that's killing his own brother right there. That's not good to see.
I mean, that's also what I think, that the Badu, he's very
There's a lot of
sweaty right now because this is the Russia match, which means that that's actually the match where he's advantageous, and if he's losing that in the first game, what are you gonna do? Now you're playing Germany and you lost the first game.
Prussian did actually pick Germany first, but I didn't really care what goes first, and I guess Prussian really likes playing Germany.
I think the reason why he does that is especially when you're fighting a harder opponent. If you're losing the first match, you're always going to be a little down compared to if you won it. But if you lose... no, sorry, I explained that wrong. If you're losing on Russia, that's like your biggest chance of winning. You're going to be down. And when you're going to be down for that match where you're playing Germany,
yeah, you can always...
the harder one. So I think what Prussian... He knows that Baddo is a very hard opponent, so he wants to go Germany first, because when you lose, you can be like, whatever, now I get to play Soviet, right?
Exactly.
But if you win as Germany, it's a big win, and really a downer for Baddo, who's gonna play Germany.
Baddo, nice counterattack. He's taking back a lot of Königsberg land right now. Prussian should be able to hold this, I would imagine. He's connecting these provinces. Prussian currently on 143 infantry and 21 tanks. How about Baddo?
Yeah, he's on 100.
Oh, Baddo lost 3 tanks. Baddo lost 3 tanks. Or not.
This is really bad for Baddo, and I think this is definitely also something. I think it's something with the training where Prussian has been a lot more aggressive during the training. Meanwhile, here he doesn't go very aggressive. He goes like, sometimes he goes a little aggressive, but he goes very controlled into the enemy territory. And I think that's all surprising Baddo, so we can't get those
those 3 tanks are gone. Those 3 tanks are gone.
Exactly.
Very good play by Prussian, like showing up against his mentor, against his one of the best players in HOI4 considered by many. But is Prussian gonna show him that he's better than Micro? Like Prussian right now is playing very good.
Well, I mean, Baddo, what makes him a good player is not his micro; it is his strategies. So, I mean, I think it's like, for example, KLS is known for his good micro. Meanwhile, Baddo is more known for his strategy. He also told me that. So, I mean, I think it's like he said himself, it's not impossible for him to lose.
Okay, yeah. But he probably wasn't expecting to lose from ThePrussianPrince.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I think it's because he's choking sort of, because I'm looking at a lot of these things, and there's just a lot of opportunities he's not taking. Where, for example, there's one infantry standing in a region where he could just attack them with infantry, or one tank standing that he could attack with infantry. Instead, he's just sort of trying to do something with the tank, but it's not quite going through. And sort of Prussian, he keeps getting these small advantageous positions and pockets.
And those small advantageous positions do rack up after a lot of time, and you can see clearly that by Baddo having less tanks and less infantry right now than Prussian.
And I think especially the Lvov pocket in the start, I thought it was like a play where Baddo wanted just to secure a good position, but he didn't hold Prussia at all. He just let the, Prussian, he just crossed the river, and Baddo, he reacted way too late. He had tanks there, they were just not doing anything. And I don't know what he was doing, because Lvov was already taken there, so what was he looking at?
Yeah, there we are. Baddo not looking too hot right now, not making any plays. There's no fighting except on the Königsberg front. The players are completely focused on that. There's no plays anywhere else. All tanks are there except... Yeah, actually, Prussian has pulled all his tanks to the Königsberg front. He's completely focused on that.
Alright, so now Baddo actually put all of his tanks on a battle plan to retake Prussia. And I think this might be a really big mistake for him, because that means that all of those tanks, whenever he micros them, they're going to go to bad positions. They're always going to stay on that front line he drew, so if Prussian is attacking anywhere else, he has to put them off the front line or delete the battle plan, and that's just a waste.
Yeah. Well, right now, I don't think taking Prussia is a really good idea. I think he should maybe... I don't know, this is not that hard for Prussian to defend. Actually, in the southern part.
I mean, if Prussian gives him a break and lets him build off planning bonus, he can of course take Prussia back. But the problem is that the ThePrussianPrince, he keeps knocking on Baddo's tanks, and whenever those tanks moves, they lose all the planning bonus.
One second, I gotta make sure the Prussian needs to assign all his infantry to the battle plan. Prussian needs to assign all their infantry to the battle plan. Like some of them are not assigned.
Where?
Like little, just click everything and just click all the infantry and assign them to the infantry battle plan. Look at Lvov, look all this. Okay, thank you. You too, about if you see any. Okay, there you go. Prussian had some divisions that are not assigned to the battle plan, so I may have to make sure.
Yeah, that's probably just an accident because of how the battle plan is.
He lost Memel and Königsberg, so he had to use the ports, you know? All that
Yeah.
stuff.
No, it's often where, like, if units get encircled and when they got unencircled, they don't always assign.
Yeah, that too, actually. Yeah, Prussian probably gonna take the river near Grodno now, and that's a very easy defensive position, and then like can maybe try and push into these plains near Brest-Litovsk.
I feel like Bardo is just out of answers at this point because it's like it's been like whenever it looks like he was about to make a play, Prussian always countered it, and I think it looks like Bardo may be a bad player here, but I think it's really like when we are in these high level games, and especially with two people who trained against each other, it's very much that they think they know what the other person is gonna do, so it's a lot of mind games.
Look at Memel. That's 5
strange tank positions and stuff.
Yeah. 5 infantry are gonna be gone. Actually, Memel is Memel, so it might be easy to like get out of there. Prussian probably wants to take Memel before doing before training the other tank infantry. But yeah, this is Prussian does this quite a lot. He likes pushing into Riga and the Baltic states, so I think he might be going for that too here.
So, I mean, what I find kind of interesting is that I'm pretty sure Prussian is definitely going to win this game, but that doesn't mean Bardo is quite out, because I think definitely after a game like this, Bardo definitely wants to really brush up on thinking what he's doing and rethinking his plan.
Do some push-ups, cool down from that game, not tilt. It's very important your mental.
And, but I mean, it's just that now Prussian is just in such a good land position and unit position that there's not much Bardo can do. And I think, again, I will say that Bardo's definitely sweating right now because now he has to play Germany, the sort of more underdog country. And if he doesn't play that perfectly, Prussian will of course capitalize on his mistakes, and he'll just take the victory after 2 games instead of even disputing the result.
Yeah. Prussian, yeah, clearly we can already see here that he's probably gonna win. There's not much to talk about. He has more infantry, he's extending the front line even more. This is like as the front line is more extended, it's worse for Bardo, who has a lot less infantry. So
yeah, and Bardo is not even trying to save the infantry in Kurland. He's just letting them. He could evacuate them out the port, but he's not doing it because I don't know. He's slipping up. He's not.
Yeah, not acting enough. Not acting enough. He's like being a very. As I noticed this a lot from Bardo when looking at his group stage matches. He's not proactive as much as he needs to.
Yeah, I just saw an overrun on his infantry. Like he has 99 infantry right now, and like 10 more about to be encircled. Oh, Bardo is. Wow. I thought Bardo was going for an encirclement because he was trying to get more units into the port, trying to go for like a reverse encirclement.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's like a last-ditch effort that's not really gonna work. So. I mean, and now it definitely did not work, though. This is definitely in the back for Prussian.
There you go. Yeah, more infantry gone. Now there's just not enough infantry to cover the front line. How many infantry does Bardo have? Brian?
Yeah, he has 19 right now. Not 19, 90.
Yeah, okay. He has 9 infantry compared to Prussia's 143. Prussian has 50 tanks, or 50 infantry on him. He has a lot more tanks on him as well, so... This is pretty much GG now. Now it's just a matter of time what happens after. What do you think? What do you think about this game, Reagan? What did you get from this game?
Well, I think that Bardo was definitely a little shaky, and I also think that Prussian might not have been giving him everything in the practice matches. I think Prussian might have planned for this match to come and knew what he wanted to do. Is also why he wanted Germany in the start. He wanted to put Bardo off his game, and now Bardo he has to win as Germany in order to
a lot of pressure.
Even have a chance at winning this match.
A lot of pressure on Bardo. in the second match, and if he chokes even hard, I would say he choked quite a bit this game. So if he chokes even more in that game, that's not gonna be good for him. As you can see, the front line has been thinning out like crazy right now. Look at this. Look at this.
I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to fight Prussian in the finals then.
Regan very confident, per usual. We like it, we love it, we want some more of it.
I mean, KLS, what has he ever done that's cool?
Exactly. KLS, Regan is gunning down for KLS. Fuck KLS, that's what Regan said to me in private chat. I'll quote it. Fuck KLS, that guy sucks.
I mean,
he's the worst player.
Yeah.
That's what Regan said. He has a lot of confidence in himself. I like it. I love it.
I think Pentax actually said that at some point.
Yeah, Pantex. He's a good player, but I don't think anyone's on the level of Bregan. Let me tell you. Bregan on a very high level in his own mind. That's good to see.
Of course.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean,
look at the front line completely thinned out in the south.
Yeah, I mean, Prussian could just start activating his battle plan now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you know how we do it. That's pretty much it. I think Baddo definitely didn't show up like he needed to this game, and I mean, let's hope he can do a lot better. This game was pretty competitive. I would say it was semi-competitive. It was competitive. It was a good game, but Prussian just like had, you had Baddo's number clearly this game, and I think
someone in the chat is saying Pentax is trash, and I'm gonna have to fully agree with this opinion.
There you go.
Pentax is indeed trash. That is a very good observation, sir.
There you go. Pentax actually streaming some multiplayer right now. Well, let's be honest here. Who wants to watch actual multiplayer? Everyone wants to watch 1v1s. Are you kidding me? We actually have probably one more 1v1. That's the quarterfinals in store, which is probably gonna be BaddoSpirito versus Chris. Meanwhile, KLS versus Bregan will probably have to happen tomorrow or some other.
Alright. So Pentax, he actually had 8 viewers. So like his entire family is actually watching his stream.
Bregan,
that's pretty cool.
Bregan giving some blabs to your boy Pentax, saying he's trash, saying his family watches his HOI4 gameplay. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, he is from Lithuania, so he should have a bigger family, so it's not probably not his whole family.
Bregan, blah. Very good, Bregan. You know what? I think it's not good for you. It's not good to do that, Bregan. Okay? I'll tell you why, Bregan. Okay?
Because I get too many death threats. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. No, you're an unbiased. You're an unbiased person, okay? You're a caster, yes. You cannot be biased.
I'm an unbiased, I'm just saying that I'm gonna shit all over KLS and Pentax is super shit.
There you go.
I also believe that that some of the things Hitler did was alright.
Okay, well, I was kind of hyped to have Bregan in the tournament, but I guess I'll have to disqualify him now because he's actually, he's not giving me, people don't want to sponsor me. Yeah. Clearly not.
Do you know what the height of my life was?
What was it? The height of your
life? That was when I heard Kane say the N-word, and I heard him say it. Markoni, have you ever heard that guy say the N-word?
I can imagine it. I'll tell you that much. I can.
Right now on stream, exposed. Kane is a white supremacist.
I mean, I already knew that. I already knew he was an Ashless. I didn't know he was a white supremacist though. He probably wants the aboriginals? Aborigines? I don't know. Abortions.
You wanna abort all the aboriginals?
Yeah, there you go. Kane calling you out right now. We have so many facts, it's unbelievable. We have a lot of facts, right? Regan, we have all the stats, we have everything we need. I
also, the same day, I also heard Kane say dap. That was also pretty cool.
Wow, okay, well, Bregan clearly autistic, so you can see that. If you wanna know more about Bregan, you can check him out at nowhere because no one wants to talk.
I have a YouTube channel with 0 videos, but what I'm gonna upload is not this boring Hearts of Iron bullshit because, like, who would want to fucking watch this? I'm gonna upload cool lifestyle videos.
Wow.
And beer reviews.
Yeah, okay. People will definitely watch that for sure, 100%. Bado trying to make some plays in your breast, not gonna work out for him. See, Bado right now, I would say he's wasting our time.
Well, I think Baddo, he definitely wants to, even if he's gonna lose the match, he wants to keep Prussian like playing, getting Prussian exhausted for the second game.
Regan, what do you think about Charlottesville?
Charles? I don't know who you're talking about.
Charlottesville. What's your opinion on Charlottesville? You
Charlotte?
Shut up.
I have no idea what you're now talking about.
Charlotte. You know the name Charlotte?
Yeah, that's a female name.
Okay, what about Charlottesville? Really? Like a villa, but actually in English. Charlottesville, a city in America. Ever heard of it?
I've never been to America.
Okay, well, there you go. I guess we'll deport Reagan to America? I don't know. Prussian is on Germany, Soviets is Bado. You guys...
I mean, I'm Muslim, so I can't go to America.
Yeah, okay, there you go. You guys do seem like to like your trash talk. Well, here we are. Someone has to entertain people, right? Not everyone can be an analytical person like Bado. Okay, someone has to entertain people. Anyways, Bado making me...
Yeah, so good thing I'm here, right, Markoni?
Haha, resident sleeper, by the way. No, Bado making us all fall asleep. Unbelievable. I was expecting a lot more from Bado and not to make me fall asleep, but here we are.
But I mean, look at this tournament. Prussian lost to Tommy, and now he's beating Bado. What's even going on?
Actually, when I was playing against Prussia in the quarterfinals, I was like, I was talking to him about it, and looks like the only counter to battle plans is battle plans.
Yeah, but like
just battle plans. No, you can't even micro. Just micro. Just like Tommy's battle plans. Tommy's battle plans meaning.
Yeah, but Tommy's battle plans were shit.
No, but Tommy, that's how you beat him though. Shit battle plans, you know. Look at Brest-Litovsk. Looks like the two tanks in circle.
No, Bado just
Bado inting.
What he's not trying to win anymore. He's just tiring out Prussian so that he's softer for the next game.
Bado's just inting straight up, running it down. You know how we do it. Bado's here. Bado's probably like watching a video of Turkish people dancing. You know how he does it.
Yeah, he's just watching a video of a Turkish wedding.
Yeah, there you go. Meanwhile, Prussian is probably like microing like crazy. He's trying to exhaust Prussian. Running it down, man, like my boy T1. No, he's been reformed. What are you talking about, Soter? Anyways, Bado tiring us out as well, so our cast is definitely gonna be shittier next match because we're gonna be completely tired from casting this shit match. Am I right? No.
We just need some coffee, man.
Yeah, I'm not drinking coffee, that's for sure. It's all good though. We have one more match and then we have a last series of the day, which is gonna be BaddoSpirito versus Chris, and then for today we're gonna be finished the tournament, and then tomorrow I think Kayla